The return of a beloved Ubisoft game is upon us, but you probably never knew about it because Ubisoft didn't really do anything to push this game. You know, if you aren't a fan of this series, you probably wouldn't have been served by the YouTube algorithm to see this recently released gameplay trailer. A quick look at Ubisoft's YouTube channel and they seem pretty occupied with the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows, and no mention of any of Ubisoft's other titles. It's as if Ubisoft isn't really all that interested in Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era. Like, they went, you want to make what game? Okay, sure, here's some money, go do it. While Ubisoft fights the fire and threat of a hostile takeover or a complete shutdown of the company. Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era wasn't actually Ubisoft's idea to begin with. Developers Unfrozen Studios, who previously worked on Eratus Lord of the Dead, a tactical roguelike, were big fans of the Heroes of Might and Magic series and pitched the idea to Ubisoft to make a prequel to the series, which is where Olden Era comes in. Now, I'm pretty sure Ubisoft wasn't willing to throw millions and millions into this game. You know, it's just a guess considering the financial situation of the company. Olden Era is possibly being worked on with a tight budget, which also means Ubisoft probably isn't going to have a huge marketing budget for the game too, which is a shame really. You know, I talked about this issue with AAA game companies underestimating the value of their old classic franchises before, ergo Electronic Arts and Command & Conquer, and it does seem like Heroes of Might and Magic is like the unloved stepchild of the Ubisoft family of games, AAA and even quadruple A games, which Olden Era is like merely a slither of an A. That's not to say that the game lacks quality. It's still being worked on, and if I was being charitable to Ubisoft, I would say they wouldn't want to promote it much for now because Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era is only being released in early access soon. I heard it's coming out in the first half of this year. I believe they are going to do the reveal of the early access release date soon. Now they might think we don't want too many people buying into an early access game that could be janky and unfinished, you know, that could ruin the chance of a success for the game later down the line. But honestly guys, my bets on the Ubisoft not really caring with marketing this game reasoning. Most of the videos I've seen comes from the Unfrozen Studios' own YouTube channel, and props to those lads, they've been developing the game while actively listening to the feedback from the community. People want a Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which if you have a quick look at the SteamDB and even Twitch streams, there's a good amount of people playing the classic version or even the more recently released HD edition of that old classic. There's a certain charm to the old school graphics, a certain magic, no pun intended. Lots of things that work well together for a complete beautiful package. Easy to learn, combat, tactics, the story, the music, the whole shebang, people love it all. And that's exactly what Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era is trying to go for, but with a more modern look, but still with that old school vibe. It's a 3D 2D game that, you know, you just can't stop yourself from going, is this 3D or is this a 2D game sometimes in the screenshots, you know? Ubisoft is not in a good spot, as you all may know. Recently, there's been rumors of the company splitting up. The Guillermos, who are the founding family of the company, will die trying to keep the company they've built, the big franchises Ubisoft owns. And unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things, if Ubisoft splits, taking with it only the biggest franchises they own, I fear Heroes of Might and Magic might be left in the dust. And perhaps that other Ubisoft main studio or those German studios might go independent, you know, the ones who were formerly Blue Byte, who made the Settlers game in Anno, which, you know, we still haven't got a gameplay trailer for Anno Pax Romana, guys. Come on, guys. I'm not sure how Anno and the Heroes of Might and Magic franchise would compare to Assassin's Creed. I mean, Anno 1800 has a very respectable player count, but compared to the behemoth that is Ass Creed, sorry, I had to go there, I think it doesn't come close to equaling the value of that franchise. So yes, if push comes to shove and some IPs and studios are on the chopping block, I'd be pretty worried. Remember, Olden Era is being done by a third-party studio. Ubisoft has reduced their risk there, by not making this in-house. In fact, I doubt they would do another home game, honestly. So it's pretty easy for Ubisoft to just cut off Unfrozen Studios, stop funding the game if things get to that stage. But I sincerely hope it doesn't come to that. What I hope is you, ladies and gentlemen, take a keen interest in this game. This could potentially be the best Heroes of Might and Magic game. While I have never been a big fan on purchasing or even recommending an early access game, just go wishlist them and be part of the development discussions and follow this game. I think if you like these hero tactical light RPG games, you will love this one. Although I can't guarantee it until I actually play the damn thing, I've got a good feeling about it. Anyway, tell me in the comments, have you heard of this game and are you looking forward to it? Do you like playing games like this, Heroes of Might and Magic and so on? Unlike Ubisoft, that's maybe like half-heartedly allowing for their old classic franchises to be developed, EA on the other hand, on the more extreme side of things, are completely ignoring their old gems. To a certain extent, I might add. You can watch that video I did over here. Thanks for watching and farewell, noble friends.